And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We begin 13 News at 4 o'clock with this bridge closure, and it is causing some major concerns. I'm Anne Marie in for Dustin.
And I'm Jenny in for Felicia today. So this project getting a lot of scrutiny right now. We're talking about the 16th Street Bridge over the White River. It is closed right now for renovations.
It is something that we saw the community and businesses fight back over because the closure is expected to be lengthy. 2 years. Jenna Webster joins us live, and she's hearing some new concerns about the bridge now being safe for bikers. Jenna, what are you hearing?
Yeah, this all has to do with pedestrian safety, Anne Marie. It's Central Indiana Cycling who's raising these concerns, saying that once the bridge is reopened, these sidewalks are going to be too narrow for bikers to safely pass each other. Now, keep in mind, this area connects the White River Greenway to people living in Speedway. Now the city tells me they are committed to addressing these concerns.
The 16th Street Bridge is just weeks into its 2-year closure for major upgrades. Pedestrian advocates are happy to see the sidewalk still open during construction. What they're not happy about, though, is the finished design.
The final design drawing we saw only had 5-foot sidewalks on each side, which is too narrow for people walking and biking to pass each other. So the bike lanes would then be on the street, which was not what the standard is for safe crossing.
That's Anthony Shirolis with Central Indiana Cycling. He'd like to see 8 or 12 feet wide sidewalks, or he says there's wider shoulders that could become a bike lane.
But it's time now for the refresh that it deserves. And most importantly, I think, a refresh that will include better pedestrian facilities.
The former DPW director told reporters in 2024 the bridge did need to better address pedestrian safety. But wider sidewalks didn't make it in the final design, and 5 feet is the state standard.
In order for us to add a cycle track onto the existing construction, it would have shifted the timeline based off of environmental factors because it's over the White River and because of the historic bridge, which means it takes another level of a reviewing process from the feds before signing off and approving that.
Leandre Level Jr., the city's Vision Zero administrator, says they want to address Central Indiana Cycling's concerns. It'll just have to wait until construction is finished, and it can be funded with local dollars, not federal.
Yes, we can add temporary materials to make sure that we better separate cars and pedestrians, give some more better delineation.
Where they incorporate those design improvements, it generally makes it safer for all road users, people driving and passengers in vehicles as well.
Shirola says it's a step in the right direction, but he wants to see a full design to make sure when this bridge does reopen, it's safer for all drivers, walkers, and bikers.
Now, Shirola says his other concern has to do with the White River Greenway Trail, which crosses right over the 16th Street Bridge. If you've driven in this area, you can imagine it's pretty difficult for bikers and walkers trying to get across just with the amount of traffic. He also says the sight lines here aren't too good when you're coming out of the trail.
Now, I know you had a long conversation with him today, Jenna, and I'm just kind of wondering, did he have any other ideas that he thought that were better or safer for pedestrians and cyclists?
Yeah, when it comes to addressing the trail right here, one of his ideas was that the trail connection could go underneath the bridge, which would make it a lot safer for bikers not having to cross traffic over to do that. But DPW does tell me right now there are no plans to do that.